Hey guys, welcome to Gwent. Let's talk about potential draft mode and the variety that many of you expressed concerns about, rightfully so, because after a few days or at most a week, everyone is playing the same things and it becomes a kind of disappointing, let's just say that. And even right now we can just check out the stats. We see that Skellige is by far the most popular faction. Monsters are doing something, and everything else combined is not as popular as even monsters. And the Nilfgaard is just like completely out of the game. So that is what we are seeing right now, and it is a bit of an endless cycle, because in the next patch we might just see some changes, then something else becomes stronger, then everyone's just doing that, and players might be disappointed a little bit that, you know, okay, now something else is strong. Maybe it's a meta you enjoy more, but it still leads to that, hey, one or two decks are good, everyone is playing that, because the game extremely encourages you to be competitive. That's what you get the rewards for, that's what you get the leaderboard rewards for as well. And winning some games takes some time, and playing the game takes some time, and even reaching the tier 1 reward takes like 40-ish minutes, and reaching the tier 2 reward takes like 2 hours so. And if you're playing a subpar deck, that can take a long time. Even finishing the tier 1 reward with a subpar deck can take a lot more time than some of us have to spare for a game, at least sometime. And fundamentally the problem is that if you're like sick of ranked, you can just say like, okay, everyone's playing Skellige and monsters, so I'm just gonna play casual because everyone's playing Skellige and monsters there as well. Of course this is just right now, but in the previous patch it was the same problem, and the patch before and patch before, it's always the same problem. Unfortunately, that is the case, and I don't see them, the devs, actually, well, solving this puzzle, because the game is very complex, and it may seem like something that's easier to do or necessary, but I would argue not so much, because balance issues will always be a thing. That is just something we have to accept. And the game is not 100% about balance. It's about fun. The devs should definitely care about balance, but they also really need to care that the game is fun. And sometimes fun might just lead to imbalances, or the fun might be like just too weak. They might try new archetypes, but they're just too weak, and they just can't compete with very reliable and very strong decks out there. So currently, if you're sick of ranked, you can't really find the refuge in casual. Like, if you just don't like this constructed format, then your only option is to not play Gwent. And some players might be just like holding out for the next patch that, oh, maybe they're gonna figure it out and it's gonna be balanced and the factions will be even. I guarantee that's not gonna be the case. It is just not how it works. And the leaderboard also 100% encourages you just to go with the faction, go with the deck that gives you the highest view rate. It doesn't encourage you to be innovative. It doesn't encourage you to go with the less popular faction, or less popular leaders, or less popular cards. No, you just have to go with the best of the best and play a lot with that. And you can just be the best and grind out your rewards faster, because you actually get a lot for climbing on the leaderboard, both just climbing up, and at the end of the season you get extra rewards for that as well. Of course, a draft mode would help a lot. That is what I'm getting to. That when you're bored with these modes and you see like, okay, we kind of need some variety, so where do I play some mode where actually deck building matters quite a lot and it's always put to the test? I personally love a draft mode, and variety matters as well, because seeing the same decks all the time is a bit of a bummer, but also Gwent is a different game than most card games out there. It is it is a good and bad, like with most things. Gwent is less randomness based, but that also means that the matchups you have many times play out the same way, because you start with 10 cards and the decks are only 25 size. Many times the opponents play the same way, or you play the same way. Of course, your play changes based on your opponents, but if your opponents are the same, then you basically play the same way, and your opponents play the same way with the same decks, and that's pretty disappointing considering the available options we have. And the draft mode would help a lot. It doesn't have to be perfect, it can be just like, hey, pick from 3 cards and make a 25 card deck, then bam, just make it. And would it need to be an arena mode? Who knows? Like, it doesn't have to be anything. It can be just like, make a deck, play against some people, and just go for some kind of a arena mode, like in Hearthstone. I bring up Hearthstone because I guess Hearthstone popularized it for most part, but it doesn't have to be like that. Just something. It can be just something like you build a deck and you just play against players. It would be a good way to also get to know the cards, because when players are just disappointed by the variety they are seeing, they don't really have a refuge. And I would love to see the devs encourage variety and less popular choices on the ladder, because this one ladder is just pretty disappointing. You're just like, hey, be a Skellige and run bears. That's basically what it's saying to you, and that's not what I want to see. I want to see like all leaders, like, you know, Emir might suck, but you know, if you can be the best Emir on the ladder, that's worth as much as being the best Kraken Crate. Like, I would love to see that, and people would be like encouraged to like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna be do my own thing. You know, I don't feel like encouraged to be the best Kraken Crate now. Or, of course, with Emir you would still have a pretty poor win rates, but at least you're encouraged to climb at least against a less competitive field. Of course, you wouldn't climb against Emirs. You would, but there would be a separate Emir ladder. So that's about it, guys. The thing is, the draft mode doesn't have to be perfect. It would need to be just something. Most likely there will be like mistakes made, and that's normal. Mistakes are basically steps towards success. And Gwent is definitely a game in progress, and I would love to see something along the lines of a draft mode. Just anything. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.